Hello and welcome to our channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's dive in. The book of Genesis, the inaugural book of the Bible, serves as the cornerstone of both Christian and Jewish theological narratives. It presents a rich and complex tapestry of stories that span the very inception of the universe to the emergence of the nation of Israel. This book is not just a historical account, it's a profound exploration of ethical, moral, and spiritual themes that have shaped religious thought for millennia. In this exploration of Genesis, we'll delve into its key narratives, the creation of the world, the complex and often poignant stories of its early inhabitants, the cataclysmic flood that redefined the future of humanity, and the intricate tales of the patriarchs whose lives and decisions left an indelible mark on history and religion. Through these stories, Genesis addresses fundamental questions about human nature, morality, and our relationship with the divine. This journey through Genesis is not just about understanding a biblical text, it's about uncovering the layers of meaning and the rich tapestry of symbolism that has influenced countless generations. Whether you're a longtime student of the Bible or exploring these stories for the first time, there's always something new and profound to discover in Genesis. The story of creation. The book of Genesis opens with one of the most iconic narratives in religious literature, the story of creation. Over 7 days, God brings the universe into existence, culminating with the creation of humanity. This account is not just about the physical creation of the world, but also sets the stage for understanding the nature of God and humanity's place in the universe. Day 1, light is created, bringing order to chaos. This act of creating light symbolizes knowledge, understanding, and the distinction between good and evil. Day 2, the firmament, or sky, separates the waters, establishing the heavens. Day 3, land emerges from the waters, and vegetation springs forth. This marks the beginning of life and the provision of sustenance. Day 4, the sun, moon, and stars are created to give light and mark time. They serve as symbols of God's governance over the natural order. Day 5, marine life and birds are created, filling the seas and sky, showcasing the diversity of life. Day 6, land animals, and, finally, humans are created. Humanity is made in the image of God, a profound statement about the dignity and worth of human beings. Day 7, God rests, sanctifying the Sabbath, a day of rest for all generations to come. This narrative, rich in symbolism and theological significance, sets a foundational understanding of the world as a creation of a deliberate, orderly, and purposeful God. It frames humanity's role as stewards of this creation, entrusted with the care of the earth and its inhabitants. Adam and Eve. The story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden is perhaps one of the most influential narratives in Genesis. It's a tale that delves deep into the themes of innocence, temptation, free will, and the consequences of choices. In Eden, God places Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, a paradisiacal realm. They are free to enjoy everything in the garden, except for the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. This prohibition sets the stage for a test of obedience. The temptation, the serpent, often interpreted as a representation of evil or temptation, persuades Eve to eat the forbidden fruit. She, in turn, offers it to Adam. This act of eating the fruit is seen as the original sin, the moment when humanity gained knowledge but lost innocence. The consequences, upon discovering their disobedience, God expels Adam and Eve from Eden, a metaphorical representation of the loss of innocence and the beginning of human suffering and mortality. This story also introduces the concept of original sin, a fundamental aspect of Christian theology. Significance: the story of Adam and Eve grapples with the questions of why evil exists and why humans are inherently flawed. It portrays the human struggle between obedience to divine will and the allure of worldly knowledge and power. This narrative is not just a simple tale of temptation and fall, it's a profound exploration of the human condition, of our yearning for knowledge and the inherent risks and responsibilities that come with it. Cain and Abel. The story of Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve's sons, is a poignant tale about jealousy, anger, and the devastating consequences of unchecked emotions. The offering: Cain, a farmer, and Abel, a shepherd, both offer sacrifices to God. God favors Abel's offering over Cain's, which sows the seeds of jealousy and resentment in Cain's heart. The first murder: consumed by his envy, Cain lures Abel into the field and kills him. This act marks the first murder in human history, a tragic escalation of sin from the disobedience of Adam and Eve. Divine judgment: God confronts Cain, who famously responds, "Am I my brother's keeper?" Despite his attempt to evade responsibility, Cain is punished by God, destined to wander the earth. Legacy: the story of Cain and Abel resonates with themes of sibling rivalry, moral responsibility, and the need for self-control in the face of destructive emotions. It's a powerful reminder of the consequences of allowing envy and anger to dictate actions. In this narrative, Genesis continues to explore the complexities of human nature and morality, showing how choices and actions have far-reaching consequences. The Great Flood. The Great Flood is a pivotal narrative in Genesis, emphasizing themes of divine judgment, human wickedness, and redemption. Human corruption. The story begins with God observing the corruption and wickedness that have consumed humanity. Distraught by the moral decay, God decides to cleanse the earth with a flood. Noah's Ark. Noah, a righteous man in God's eyes, is instructed to build an ark to save his family and a pair of every animal species. This ark represents a vessel of salvation amidst destruction, a symbol of hope and new beginnings. The flood: the rains descend, covering the earth and eradicating all life, except for those aboard the ark. This catastrophic event symbolizes both the severity of divine judgment and the depth of human sinfulness. The covenant: after the flood, God makes a covenant with Noah, promising never to destroy the earth with a flood again. The rainbow becomes a sign of this covenant, a symbol of divine mercy and the enduring relationship between God and humanity. The flood narrative challenges us to contemplate the consequences of collective moral failure, while also offering a message of redemption and the possibility of a new start. The Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel story explores themes of human ambition, divine intervention, and the origins of diverse languages. Human pride: humanity, speaking a single language, unites to build a city with a tower reaching the heavens. This project symbolizes human pride and desire to attain divine status. Divine intervention: viewing this act as hubris, God confuses their language, causing them to be unable to understand each other. This intervention halts the construction and scatters humanity across the earth. Cultural implications: the dispersion and diversification of language lead to the formation of different cultures and societies. This story serves as an ideological myth explaining the diversity of languages in the world. The Tower of Babel narrative invites reflection on the limits of human ambition and the importance of humility in the face of divine authority. The Patriarchs. The latter part of Genesis is dedicated to the stories of the patriarchs: Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. These narratives form the backbone of the Jewish and Christian faiths, highlighting themes of faith, covenant, and providence. Abraham's journey: Abraham's call and his journey of faith are central to Genesis. God's covenant with Abraham, promising him descendants as numerous as the stars, sets the stage for the rest of the biblical narrative. Isaac, Abraham's son, continues the legacy. His near sacrifice and subsequent life events underscore themes of faith and divine provision. Jacob, Jacob's complex life, including his struggle with Esau and his dream of the ladder to heaven, adds layers of moral and spiritual complexity to the patriarchal narrative. Joseph, the story of Joseph, sold into slavery by his brothers but rising to power in Egypt, is a tale of resilience, forgiveness, and divine orchestration. The patriarch stories are not just historical accounts, they are profound explorations of faith, moral struggles, and the enduring presence of God in the midst of human affairs. Conclusion. The book of Genesis, with its rich narratives and deep theological themes, is more than a collection of ancient stories. It's a foundational text that has shaped religious thought for centuries. From the creation of the world to the saga of the patriarchs, Genesis invites us to ponder the nature of God, the complexity of human nature, and the intricate tapestry of relationships between the divine and the mortal. As we conclude this exploration, we see Genesis not just as a historical or religious document, but as a profound commentary on faith, morality, and the human condition. It's a book that continues to offer wisdom, challenge assumptions, and inspire faith in readers across generations.